Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We are continuing on in Romantic Country, doing the Daily Color Big, episode 310, and we are just going to move right along into the fireplace area and maybe work on the apples today. We have some shadowing to do below the logs and around the children's feet, and we're just going to see how far that we can get. I have colors for the fireplace. I'm going to go ahead and, or the fire, I should say, and let's just check them out. Yellow orange to an orangish red called Carrot. So SL004, Sunburst, Gold Dust DG129, Serpent DG130, and Carrot SL006. I do have these written down because of trying to read all this is so confusing, and so we're just going to get right to it. And I already had some glowy areas on the fire pit cooking station here. I noticed that the fire goes behind the log, the horizontal cooking station area, so I have actually made the front of it dark. So we'll be playing around with the browns as well as we go. After we've blocked in the little glowy areas. I had a really good time last night helping my mom unpack her crafting supplies and figure out the organization. It's really a dedicated double seat, 2 desk spaces with, it's all built in, so she can have 2 stations. One is for her computer and the other will be for coloring and card making. And so we've got some, I ran home, luckily I am 30 seconds away, and was able to, I'm just flipping through from the darkest orange to the lighter oranges. And so I brought some of my storage shapes to see how well they will work in her shape space, and we found a good game plan. We also discovered a bunch of supplies that she says, oh, and these are I have some 12 by 12 iris bins I left with her that have card bases, non-Stampin' Up! Card bases, and some non-Stampin' Up! Card packs, the 4x6 pads in a variety of, like metallics, glitter, and then patterns. I have a whole box of those. So I got to bring a bunch of stuff home. Some of it wouldn't fit on my bike when I left, so Hub actually picked all of that up. This morning we had to go help one of my good friends here at the park, who lives across the street from my mom, which is just still so weird. She's like, I just found out where you got your craftiness from. She says something about she was concerned about the temperature of the pods because of her colored pencils that she packed. Bear didn't realize that my mom was crafty, but now she knows. My mother has always been, like, she's done crocheting and always has sewn, has always had a good sewing machine, latch hooking, crochet, knitting, card making, always card making. We've always done that. She does a little painting, minimally. Like she'll paint on planter pots and different things like that, and wood. Let's do a little bit of this yellow, and then I want to go back to the wood. I'm not worried about removing any lines. I know that there's a lot of parts of this that could have lines removed, but I am not going to worry about that at this point. I will tell you that the new stand that I have my camera sitting on that moves around has a very important weak point that I don't know how long it's going to last. So let's get our woods out. I also have the grays for the shadows. Here's what we were playing with yesterday. Oops. Sheesh. Alright, so let's get these out. And I think I want to warm up my wood some. I have that one color that is called Castle. Now, I want to make sure, I'm going to put this over here more, because I would like to not be blocking with my hand. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm just going to rotate this whole thing like so. Move it over. Okay, this is what I like about this setup. There, now you can see it close up, and I don't think my hand will be in the way. So this is the orangey brown called Castle. The number is, if I look over on my cheat sheet, DG138. I'm grabbing one of the darks. I'm not really too picky about which dark. This is Chalk Tone. SD23. Because down here I don't think we're going to get a lot of light reflection. I don't think we're going to get a lot of light reflection down here. I had said that this front was going to be in shadow because you have light reflecting directly behind it. And I'm going back to the castle. Here's some castle on this side I had already put down. I have my erasers that I can do a little erasing here and there. I like the idea. I see I put flame down far enough. I need to lighten that up. Yes, I should have my brush. I don't think I have my brush over here. Huntsman is the equivalent of the espresso. I will say that the colors that I have picked today, I am no longer looking at Chris Cheng's video for the little bits. I might go back and see what she did for colors on the other elements, but for what we're doing today, I'm kind of reusing some of her colors, and then just grabbed some of my own. This again is Castle. Alright, so don't want to get too... I'm adding some streaky texture lines now, but I'm trying not to overthink this too much, because it will all come together. It will come together. I need to add some yellow. Yellow/orange. Now what I'm doing is covering the castle with dark chocolate. So the undertone still has that orangey look to it, but I am darkening it up now. Okay. I still think that this log here, I'm trying not to spend time on it, but this log on the left is still pretty light. It needs to darken up. Right. The grays, I have grays for the stones, and I might still go back and put in some browns. We got a bunch of them. So for the grays, pulled from the ones we've already used a little bit of is the SD018, which is 30% warm gray equivalent. The darker is MN110 called Coal, and it is not as dark as the 90% cool gray. So I went ahead and pulled two more. Black Widow, BW111, and Flat Black, CB95. So we go pretty dark as we might need to. I'm going in ovals. This is a non-directional shadow coloring. I still need some flame color. Let's just grab I rotated these. That is too yellow, so I'm making that orange. This needs to darken. See, there's the flame comes down pretty far, so I need to add some yellow on the right. I even wouldn't mind a tint of yellow here, and I've already added some there. Grabbing a brown. I think dark chocolate will be fine. I just want to darken this up because there's no flame down this far. So we're gonna do that. All right. That looks a little bit on the red side. I'm going to move it up a little more. Okay, so this is dark chocolate. I'm going to set down the orange. I'm going to leave the dark chocolate in my hand, but I will be working on the stone colors. What do I have in my hand here? Black Widow, BW111. Very dark nooks and crannies here. I believe this is the darkest of the flat black. This is even darker than flat black. Okay, grabbing, for now, the lightest gray to put along the tops. See these little top areas? I mean, I don't know if these are supposed to be stones or wood. Not really sure. So I might add a little, that's why I brought the chocolate brown to kind of help. Okay. Let's find that. Okay, coal is the darker one. And this is the front of the stone slash wood, because I'm not really sure which it is. The vertical lines, all these little vertical lines, is what's making me go vertically. I think based on the shape, this is not wood. It's built too angular. So I'm gonna say this is like a stone ring-ish, but it's tall like a pyramid. Okay, that looks nice. And then I've got the dark, what's this? Flat black. All right. So this flat black is an interesting color to me. So I am going to pull this down, all down a little bit further. I guess you could see it though. And that is the pan. I think these look like pancakes to me. So we got a pan with some pancakes. I may or may not have a color or two that I can use. I had Black Widow, which appeared to be, well, here's the gray thorn. It's kind of a middling gray. But we have Black Widow. Yeah, that's a lot darker, isn't it? Softening, that was harder pressure. I'd like to all right. Let's see, do I have anything? I have a color called Eggshell. I have to warm that up. That is pretty cool. It's almost like pink. Here is suede. And look, there's even a pat of butter. And this might be a little on the bright side, but it does make it look like butter. I see a good use for that suede here. They've tied the sticks here, the crisscrossed sticks. We're just going to use suede for that. And then we are even going to use suede for the light being cast on the wood. It's kind of like I'm using it for a burnishing color. Alrighty. Even going to use it on this cast iron pan because it's a camping pan. It doesn't need to be pristinely clean. Nice. It's adding like a little bit of a glow, almost like the reflection of the fire on the rocks, but very soft. These little areas on the stumps that have some glow to them as well. And then my next little bit, I'm going to move down now to the basket. I see that there's 3 apples and we have some mushrooms. So the mushrooms are just going to be tan. I might have to dig around for more tans, but this color is a great color to act as a base for them. And it is suede SD013. I might be using this suede in quite a few little places here and there. Okay, so I do have, no, don't want that. I'm looking for a brown or two. Ooh, I see something interesting. It's already pulled out. It is called Fawn, and it is MN121, and I don't seem to have used it on my little mock-up, so let's just see what color this is. So we have suede and fawn. We liked those. I do need to remember that that's what I used on the mushrooms. I'm going to grab Castle. It's a little bit on the orange side, but let's just see. I can tone it down. That's a good blend between those three. Yep. Okay, this is an espresso. It is called Huntsman. It's my darkest brown. I'm just going to add it softly, BW117. Alright, just get some cute little nondescript mushrooms. We have apples, and these are going to be shadowed on the left side. Let's make sure you can see them. So we're just going to add some shadow colors here. I have in my hand all these grays. Flat black was not too dark, so I am so you can see the Huntsman is brown. The apples are going to be red with a little bit of green. Oh, let's see. Hub is making noise. Alright, Hub is settled. He just had to drop off the mail and go. We've got apple colors. Let's see, do I want to do a little more shading though? Trying to keep up with my shading. I'm getting the Black Widow, which is pretty dark. This is the darkest shadow I'm using, BW111. There will be green being added, so I have to blend out pretty soft here. Okay, I'm moving over here. We've got more to do on these sticks. Going to go, there we go. That's what we're working on. So I'm not going to do any homework on this page. I have homework already assigned. I'm thinking ahead to tomorrow. This is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday, so we have the weekly review. I finished The Owl in Romantic Country, and all I have left to do are the leaves as homework. And I still am on the fence for tomorrow whether I'm going to go ahead and do the last tower using the luminance pencils to finish up the tower page in Small Victories. So this will have no homework. We will just resume next week. Not sure in what order I will work in our books. If the tower isn't finished, I am going to say I'll probably finish the tower on Monday. I've had some input. Thank you very much, everybody, for commenting on the tower page, which was showing one half of these towers with one dark gray shadow pencil that I started on the first image. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my reds. The first image was a macaron. It was the Brute Funeral macaron, so it was in pastels. We are sliding down. Let me see here. I've got my pillow that I use to hold it all up. Now let's see how it looks. Because I've grabbed my reds and my green. I picked this green because of its name. It might not even be the best green, but we're going to use it. We've got one pencil doesn't have a dip end, so you'll just have to trust me that it's a good one. I've got a color called Fudge, MN106. In my world, fudge is brown, and yet it is pink. And if you look at the tip, it really is pink. The second one is Watermelon. It does not have a dipped end. It is a pinkish red. Bloodshot, that was BW57 is Watermelon. And then we have Bloodshot DG134 and Apple, Apple MN47. So that is the crazy array. That is going to make up the apple, the three of them. And so I'm going to add a little bit of green on the sunny side of the world. That is the apple green. Like I said, I picked it because it said apple green. I need an eraser really quickly. I got kind of sloppy right here. Right. Starting with Bloodshot is the darker red, and it is going to be all on the back side here. Merged in with the Huntsman was the brown that I used for the shadow on it. I'm going to get this more in line. So the apples will be the last thing I finish today. Today I am sticking with my 45 minutes. Might even be a tiny bit shorter than that. I have now the Watermelon, BW57, This is Feather Light Pressure. It's a very vivid color. Both of the reds are. And then I'm going to come in with Fudge. Wait till you see Fudge. It is definitely not my definition of fudge. Here it is. And I am using this fudge color to burnish everything on the apples. I think that I'm at 42 minutes. I am feeling pretty good about the fireplace, the little bits of wood, some of the shadows, and the apples. So let's see if I can, it's hard to put it all pretty close. We've got the fire. I've got to do a little more work on the pancakes. They need to be a little darker than that. And then the apples and the mushrooms. That's a bonus. I am going to take these pancakes and use Castle to make them goldeny brown. Just like so. And that's gonna do it for today. I hope you will join me tomorrow. You may see me twice. It's either going to be the review, the weekly review, or there will be a quick coloring of that last tower so that I can call a second page finished. But regardless, you will see me tomorrow, and I hope you will join me. Do all of the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. And I hope to see you all tomorrow.